Hello viewers, welcome to Science TV. My name is Ruth Wairimo and our sign language interpreter is Wanjangeve. Allow us to inform you what has been happening around the country and around the globe. On to our first news. Naivasha Member of Parliament Jane Kihara was on Friday afternoon arraigned at the Milimani Law Courts after spending a night in police custody following her arrest in Naivasha. Kihara is facing charges related to allegations of inciting and fueling recent anti-government protests that turned violent in parts of the country. Authorities claim that she played a key role in encouraging unrest during demonstrations. Several opposition leaders accompanied her to court, showing support for her legal team prepared to contest the charges.
What can it be? Mimi sijaingia police station maisha yangu yote. Sijaandikwa kwa hiyo kitabu. Na mimi si pastor. Ile nasafanyanga ni siasa. So wacheni twende tukasikie mbele.
And on to our next news item. A senior officer from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI, Nairobi Central, Teberious Ekisa, has denied knowing Isaiah Murangiri, the police officer suspected of fatally shooting Rex Masai during last year's anti-finance bill protests in Nairobi Central Business District. Testifying in court, Ekisa stated that Murangiri was not under his command on June 20th, 2024, the day Rex Masai was killed. He distanced himself from any operational involvement with the accused officer. Ekisa also dismissed claims of a covert police unit allegedly deployed to target and kill protesters, saying no such unit existed within the police service.
But by the time I was leaving Central, the report was not ready. However, after all these recorded statements from the watchmen that were around those areas, we compiled our file and forwarded it to the ODPP. As I was leaving Central, the file had not been returned to us. This Alpha Mike is not from Central. You are doing it on my behalf.
So you are the one who issued the shoot to kill orders. You are enforcing shoot to kill orders on behalf of politicians who cannot even accompany you to court.
The law outlaws giving wrong orders. You cannot give an order that shoot to kill and go, you proceed and shoot and kill. That's wrong.
So if you tell a police officer to shoot, is he allowed to disobey that order?
You disobey unlawful order.
And moving on, the Teachers Service Commission, TSC, has held an important meeting with key teachers' unions, NAT and KUPPET, and representatives of special needs educators to deliberate on salaries and job-related privileges. The meeting, which began at 9 a.m., focused on formalizing a long-term agreement with special need teachers that will run through 2029. However, tensions are already rising over the pace and seriousness of the negotiations. CUPET Secretary General Kello Misori expressed concern over TSC's approach, accusing the Commission of dragging its feet during consultations, causing uncertainty among teachers. Misori emphasized the educators have high expectations from the government, particularly regarding improved salaries and allowances, which they believe are long overdue.
I think the Teacher Service Commission is not serious with the engagements that we are supposed to have, because since 11, when we arrived here, none of them has talked to us, and it appears that their consultations are taking too long, and the teachers are very anxious and expectant on the deliberations which are supposed to have taken place. We are not here to waste any more time, and we are asking them to come out of their comfort and tell us what they have for us.
Mkija hapa matarajio yenu yalikuwa ni gani? Mnataka serikali wafanyie mambo gani katika mkutano huu wa leo?
We had wanted the Teacher Service Commission and the government by extension to give teachers money. Remember, with the 2021-2025 CBA, no teacher benefited from any monetary allowances, and therefore what CUPET expects is 50% to 100% pay rise in the basic pay, and also to have 40% in those people with postgraduate degrees as allowances, and also to have harmonized house allowance and commute allowance, among other things. We have so many teachers who are acting as principals and deputy principals. So these are the issues which we wanted to enter into this year's CBA.
Kufikia sasa, je, labda tume ya uajiri ya TSC imeweza kuwaambia ama kuwapatia ile ofa yoyote ya ongezeko la mshahara?
None of it has been given to us on the table, and that is what we thought when they are still consulting, they could have given us to interact with their offer. And that is the practice in law. And in the labor negotiations, we expect the employer by now to have given us what we call counter offer on our memorandum of demand, which was presented by 31st of October last year.
And on to our next news item. Isiolo Governor Abdi Guyo has accused Senator Fatuma Dulo of dragging politics into matters of security, warning that her recent remarks risks inciting tension in the country. Speaking while inspecting 2 water projects in El Santim, Burat Ward, Governor Guyo criticized Dulo's comments during the Senate hearing on a motion to impeach the governor and members of the county assemblies. He said the statements were reckless and could jeopardize peace in the region. Guyo called on leaders to exercise restraint and prioritize unity and development instead of using political platforms to fuel division.
Hii maji serikali ya kaunti ya Isiolo imetengeneza, si mnajua hivyo? Ile nyingine pia si mnajua. Lakini mlikuwa mnachagua gavana miaka ngapi? Miaka 10, si ndio? 13, si ndio? Iko siku mmeona gavana Elsa. Si mimi ni wa kwanza. Nimekuja kutembea kuangalia maendeleo, tutaendelea kufanya maendeleo. Au tutakuja kufanya siasa, atujui hata kama tutafika wakati ya nini ya siasa. Ule Mungu anafika huko ni Mungu anafanya nini? Si ni kweli? Lakini saa hizi jukumu yetu ni kuhakikisha tumepatia watu nini? Huduma.
And on to our next news item. The Ministry of Tourism, Culture says Kenya is experiencing a notable rise in tourist arrivals from China, crediting improved marketing strategies and the ongoing wild beast migration from Serengeti National Park to the Masai Mara. Speaking during a Kenya-China cultural celebration, the ministry's director, Hezekiah Yekambi, revealed that the government is planning to introduce a live stream of the Masai Mara to further and boost interest and investment in the tourism sector. In addition, stakeholders have proposed the introduction of daily direct flights between Kenya and China to facilitate smoother and more frequent travel for tourists. And moving on, the Chief Executive Officer of Shalina Medical Group has urged the government to stabilize policies affecting manufacturers of medicinal drugs and medical equipment in a bid to curb the growing threat of counterfeit products in the health sector. Speaking during the commemoration of 100 years of Kaluma's use, the CEO emphasized the need for stronger collaboration between the government and the private stakeholders to tackle the circulation of fake medicine and medical equipment. She further noted that Shalina Medical Group is actively working with the Ministry of Health to enhance the quality of medicines and ensure cautious improvement in pharmaceutical standards across the country.
Partnering with the Ministry of Health, and so we are working with the Ministry of Health on various initiatives how to make medicines more and more accessible and affordable in the country. So, for example, on regulation here in Kenya, the regulatory environment is getting more and more stringent, and we are very welcoming that because it means the quality of medicines that Kenyans get improves day by day, and so we're partnering with that. No, it hasn't stifled Kaluma in any way. We look forward to more and more stringent regulation because it means that we are in a more controlled industry and we can ensure that the quality of medicines getting to Kenyan people is improved. So, for example, with counterfeit medicines that everyone knows is a big issue here in Kenya and across Africa, with better and better regulation, we can control those counterfeit measures and ensure a better quality of medicine here.
We have been working on this project. And at the same time, we can assure you that very soon you will find Shalina Healthcare manufacturing Kaluma and other brands here in Kenya, which will not only give local made in Kenya Kaluma, but also we will generate a lot of employment in the times to come for our fellow Kenyans.
We will be taking a commercial break. We will be back with the sports news.